love the music, dude. The Flash has the best soundtrack of any TV show ever.
He really does. He really does. All right, let me do this.
You do that.
You do you, and I will do me. So wait, the Star Wars thing.
Yeah.
Last Jedi. Because we can we talk about Star Wars?
Absolutely.
I think George Lucas gonna sue somebody.
So that new name of the thing.
Yeah.
They got the thing with the Last Jedi thing.
In the crawl.
Oh my goodness. All right. Well, first off, new Star Wars name. What you yes or no? Yes.
The Last Jedi?
Yes.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Oh, so good.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, like it's kind of ominous.
But that's not necessarily like, to me, especially the fact that they've got kind of the red lining. It's very reminiscent of Return of the Jedi. Like, yeah. Like there's like a theme going on here.
I think that red was I think that was intentional.
Yo, big time. That's the only other time that we've seen kind of a red used in the kind of the Star Wars title thing. Was Revenge of the Jedi, later named to Return of the Jedi. But regardless, in both of those situations, Revenge of the Sith. Good call, Green Arrow. But yeah, so Revenge of the Sith. But I think, you're right. There's an ominous nature to it. You think it's plural. You think this is referring to multiple Jedi.
Well, no, that is a verifiable fact. It is not an alternative fact, but the plural of Jedi is Jedi.
Accurate. But do you think that what is being stated is one Jedi or multiple Jedi?
Well, so it depends. Like if they're going where this is going to be a heavy Luke Rey, then it might tell the story of what Luke's been up to for the last 30 years. In which case, the Last Jedi would refer to him. However, it could also be this is Luke training Rey, and now they are the Last Jedi. Or it could be, telling, the story of them training a couple people. Maybe there's going to be like a couple of them, and they'll be like, maybe Finn will just be like, you know what, screw it, I want to be a Jedi too.
But see, I feel like that takes away from the ominous and lastness of it. If they train a bunch of Jedi, then they're just creating more and more Jedi, and then arguably, like, at what point where's the cutoff? You know what I mean? Like let's say that we are all the last humans, but if we're training, like if we're creating more humans, then we're not necessarily the last humans. So if they're creating more Jedi, then they're not necessarily the Last Jedi.
That's why I think this is going to be a Luke heavy movie.
Big time.
And I think it's gonna talk about Luke and what happened in the years prior to Rey finding him, and so because he is the Last Jedi at that point.
Yeah, I think you're right. I mean, like, in the original crawl, they refer very specifically to Luke as the Last Jedi. Luke was very much kind of the carrot that's dangled in front of everybody in the first movie, and so to have him as kind of the focal point for the second, I also don't read into that thinking that I think that Luke is the Last Jedi today. I don't think that he is definitively the Last Jedi ever.
No. He's the Last Jedi at this point in time.
Right. And so, through Rey, and potentially more, there will be new Jedi, and there'll be even more. I love. It sounds almost kind of weird to say, but I kind of love this idea of Luke failing royally. Because he tried to establish a Jedi Order. You know what I mean? Like he broke off.
And then the Knights of Ren were like, "Nah, we ain't having that."
Yeah, and he completely it got completely taken from him, and so you got to think about like the Jedi that existed before him, like the prequel era Jedi. They had thousands of years of infrastructure to uphold their Jedi Order
and train people properly, and keep them from the influence of the dark side.
Exactly. They had all of this dogma and everything else, and then they all get wiped out. Then Luke's like, they force ghost their way through. Like, all right, Luke, yeah, go.
You got this.
Go. Just do this. Go. Start this whole thing again. Just you pass on what you've learned. It's all you. It's gonna be fine. None of us, by the way, ever had to do that. We were all, trained up as kids, and we're kind of already part of this thing. But
they all go back to wherever Force Ghosts go after they're like done visiting the material world. They're like, holy crap! I'm so glad that's not me.
Right. It's like, oh, it's not that kid now.
Oh man, okay. Luke's got this. I mean, I'm so glad I'm in the Force right now, just chilling. We're drinking Mai Tais on Scarif Beach in the giant crater that is now a lake.
You know what I would really love to see? I think I might have mentioned this a long time ago on Panel to Scream, but I would love to see the idea of like Luke communing with a Jedi Council entirely made of Force ghosts.
Oh, that would be neat.
Like as he's like trying to work through his failure, especially since like, you know, who can relate to having all of the Jedi wiped out? Oh, I know. How about the ghosts of all the Jedi that were wiped out? Like that.
Well, so I don't think all the Jedi can do that. I think it's only specific ones.
Okay, so I don't know. Like, yes, from what we've seen, that is the case.
Because I'm pretty sure Qui-Gon can do it. We know Obi-Wan can do it. We know Yoda can do it. And we know Anakin can do it. So there's only 4 that we know can do it.
Well, 3 that we know that can do it. I think you're right. Qui-Gon is a probably. We never actually saw him physically manifest, but we did hear his voice. So we know that he can.
No. Yoda tells Obi-Wan specifically, like, commune with Qui-Gon. He learned how to do that. And that's what's assumed that Obi-Wan did when he exiled himself on Tatooine, as he communed with Qui-Gon that way.
Okay, so 2 things on that. One is, I don't know that I necessarily hear commune and think, oh, he physically was there. But 2, now that I'm remembering things, we actually did see Qui-Gon appear as a Force ghost in the Clone Wars series. So now that I am remembering, that did happen. Yeah,
and Yoda pretty much explicitly states it in Revenge of the Sith.
But one way, though, it did happen. It did happen. So yes, we've got those confirmation of the 4. But what I would argue, or at least say there is kind of an argument to be made, is what if Qui-Gon and Yoda, they kind of found a way, like they opened the door, and now those that could not come in like before now have the opportunity to do so.
Those who were just, returned to the Force without learning that trick, this one trick.
They can learn it post-mortem to some extent. Yeah. I mean, there's an
Sith
argument.
Hate him. Just this one trick, and you could become a Force ghost.
Well, and so there's an argument to be made that that's what happened with Anakin. There was kind of this failed like setup with the prequels of this idea of why some can and why some can't, and it was never fully explained. And then we got a pseudo explanation in the lost episodes of the Clone Wars, which were never aired, but were part of the Netflix series, in which we had Yoda going on a quest to like the center of the universe and learning this trick of kind of maintaining yourself after death. And it's really interesting, and it's good because we do see Yoda learn that. And in fact, he was actually led by the voice of Qui-Gon. And so we get the idea that Qui-Gon had done this, like had gone on this quest at one point. And so then Yoda passes on the knowledge to Obi-Wan. But then there's this question of, well, how did Anakin learn that? And so the idea is that, well, maybe like there must be a way to learn that trick post-mortem. So I do think there's an avenue to actually have like Mace Windu and, some of the other departed Jedi actually return in Force Ghosts because they could have learned it post-mortem from those that learned it before they died.
Honestly, I want Mace Windu to show up in episode 8 alive.
All right. So another cool concept. I once thought,
and I want him to be pissed, like Samuel L. Jackson pissed. Like, I'm tired of this mother effing Sith and my mother effing universe.
Knights of Ren. There are no Sith to our knowledge in the current trilogy. I another kind of cool concept I had at one point was this idea of what if Palpatine gathered the bodies of the Jedi that had come to slay him or arrest him that he had killed. And what if he had like rebuilt their bodies like with like robotic parts to be kind of a training thing for Vader, so that like Vader had to constantly fight his former Jedi masters, and like over time, like he would cut them apart and they'd have to be rebuilt. And so to some extent, at the end of it, they're almost like way like heavy android, heavy robotic, but like with a little bit of
they're more machine now than man.
Yeah.
Twisted and evil.
Not even man. Like a little bit of like flesh on it, just enough to like mess with Darth Vader's head. Because if anything that we got from Rogue One, it's that like freaking Palpatine is big into messing with Vader's head. It's like, oh, Vader, I don't need you anymore. Go to that one place in the entire galaxy that causes you the most pain ever and chill out there. Like Palpatine is like hardcore evil, man.
Yeah. Well, so I think Vader was tested more on the remaining Jedi that he exterminated. because that's the thing. Is like he didn't kill all of them in the temple. He had to go hunt them down and kill them, one by one. And so he got a lot of training from that.
That's true. Well, I mean, fair enough. There's a lot of different ways they could potentially bring Mace back. I know that Samuel L. Jackson has stated before that he really wants to come back. I would love to see him as a Force Ghost.
I would love to see him come back alive with a competent director and a good script.
Wouldn't that be something? It must be nice. It must be nice. By the way, do we need to change our can we talk about, I mean, I know we never use it anymore. But do we need to change it to, I think Disney is going to sue somebody?
No, because the quote is still relevant.
It is still relevant. George Lucas isn't suing anybody except for the state of Chicago, which is not a state, it's a city.
Yeah, because they won't give him, he wants to pay for a museum.
It's over though. It's done deal. He's it's going to be in LA now.
Okay. I wanted to be like George, buddy, pal, friend. I'm going to buy some land in Texas. Just bring it here and just let me live inside of it. And I can just be amongst Star Wars stuff all day, every day.
Dude, that's the thing I was thinking about. Don't put that in LA or Chicago. Those places have enough thing. Bring it down here to Jackson, Mississippi. I will travel.
It will be the Star Wars mecca of the world.
Exactly. Get these small towns that have literally nothing and bring that business down here, man. That would be huge. That'd be awesome.
And he was going to pay for everything. Oh my gosh!
Oh wait, was the George Lucas Legends of Tomorrow episode? Was that last night?
Yeah, I got to watch it. I hadn't watched it yet.
I haven't watched it yet either. I was gonna I'm down with watching Legends after Flash now, but I didn't have the time. Couldn't.
Yeah, I was watching a hockey game, and so I can only watch one episode before I need to go to sleep. So
hockey, really?
I love hockey. It's so much fun. When you move here, we're going to games.
Oh, that's not confirmed. But no, that would be awesome. I would love that.
Yeah.
What's the Austin team?
It's an AHL team, which is a step under the NHL, and it's the Texas Stars, and they are the farm league team for the Dallas Stars.
Oh snap! Hey, breaking news: the Flash script is being rewritten as Warner Brothers takes it in a different direction.
I saw that, and I was kind of like,
man, just quit while you're ahead.
So, man, I'm super excited about Wonder Woman. I still am, despite this news. But I had heard news that the movie.
Why?
Because I'm a hopeful optimist.
But see, they've burned me so many times. Every single trailer that comes out for these movies, I'm like, oh, but look at the trailer. Oh, this looks amazing. I'm with you, man. Wonder Woman looks incredible. But every single trailer for these movies have looked incredible, and they have all broken my heart and wasted my time. And
Well, we're gonna have to review it. So I'm going to try to just be positive, and then when I'm ultimately disappointed, maybe it won't be as bad.
Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. All right. Well, I think that's going to do it for us for a little after hours here.
All right.
Thank you to all the kind patrons and also our live listeners. It's kind of a thing. Yeah. If you're a live listener, you get to hear this. If you're a patron, then you get to hear this. And if you're a live listener who's a patron, then we love you so much. Do that. Come on, guys. Help us make this show happen. Yeah, we'll get. Well, I'm not committed.
Because there's two, you're double the pleasure, double the fun with extra double mint gum.
That'll work. All right. Good night, everybody. He seemed to say as he tried to close down the live channel and then realized he was using the wrong computer. Looking everywhere for it. Didn't make any sense. See y'all next week. For real.